Simon. Anybody I curse is cursed. Once I condemn you, you're finished. Ask the Sabo. Simon. In World War Congress, and also Master Simon, who has spoken so eloquently that I'm even now struggling for what to say because he has touched and covered everything that I had intended to talk about.
Are you hearing that? Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was invited as after my speech. I spoke before him in this particular World Igbo Pacific, whatever conference. And so they invited as a disciple. I spoke first. Now, when it was his turn to speak, this is how he responded to them. And I want to take it back a bit.
Really good. So we want to say the video according to the person that gave it to me. This conference happened a few weeks before 9.
I can't even say. Oh. No volume. Do I have volume now? Please respond to it. I believe I do. Thank you very much. Oh, all right. All right, thank you very much. I didn't even bring my YouTube this thing in front. So let me start afresh. So let me put up a disclaimer because we are going to be cut out in 2 hours. And once we cut out, we are going to go back. We are going to restart. So I believe I am coming out clear right now. Let me also double check. If you are watching, please tell me if we are coming out clear. If we are coming out clear, kindly notify me. Okay, that's perfect. We are coming out clear right now. We are coming out clear. So, this is a video where Simon, the agent provocateur, created, and he said that he went to a program or conference with Marien Haider. He went to a conference with Marien Haider. As you heard him speak, the first indictment in his speech is he could not even call where he was in conference with Marien Haider. He does not know. And I know he is very, very purpose. He is doing it on purpose. But that is his first indictment. He does not know where the conference took place, that he was stuttering, trying to pronounce it. Listen to it, and listen attentively. Because I will allow it to roll, then I will give it a actually conclusive analysis so that when our sister Marien come in, then we will be able to, deliberate on this matter further. So listen up.
That I'm even now struggling for what to say because he has touched and covered everything that
really good. So we want to say now, from this moment, we want to hear. We really want to.
That in the World Igbo Congress and also Mazi Simon, who has spoken so eloquently that I'm even now struggling for what to say because he has touched and covered everything that I had intended to talk about.
Are you hearing that? Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was invited as after my speech. I spoke before him in this particular World Igbo Pacific whatever conference, and so they invited him to speak, and this is his response. And I want you people to listen to it again. It was me and him that was invited into this particular conference to speak. Now, after I spoke to the people, and it was the turn of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu Onyendu. As a disciple, I spoke first. Now, when it was his turn to speak, this is how he responded to them. And I want to take it back a bit.
Really good. So we want to say,
video according to just that give it to me. This conference happened a few weeks before 9.
Before, in this conference they talk about, they did not have any peace to bring home with them. Simon went to a conference with Mazi. He didn't secure any peace. He claimed that he saw this peace. Now, this peace doesn't, imagine they are playing, doing jingles in order to show you what they did in a conference. They were covering it for you to know how deep it is, the deep fake. They were covering it because the mouth will somehow show you. That's why they make it to be dance. They made the video to be dance. Let me show you how they dance the video so that you will not be able to understand that it is a picture speaking, not Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Now, let us continue. I hope you haven't forgotten where you left off. Let's continue.
say that this is not the end. Asia Pacific is ready. The World Igbo Congress gingered us to mobilize, and that mobilization is happening, and it's happening really good. So we want to say now, from this moment, we want to hear. We really want to.
In the World Igbo Congress.
And this is Onyendu now. Is where are this World Igbo Congress, Pacific region or Pacific Atlantic Ocean, or where are they today to support what we are doing?
Did you hear that?
Where are they today? All of them, I can't see them anymore. I can't see them. So if you ask the question,
where are they today from Pacific Atlantic Ocean? He does not know where he went for conference, or he does not know where the conference is represented. You know, so that is a first indictment to this lie that he purported. This is what you call depiction of a story, you know, depiction of a narrative. That's what he did here. He depicted this, and there was a lot of job done here. But I'm going to show you my own piece of this type of, you know, depiction. I am going to show you my own piece. Then when I show you my own piece, you will find out this is a piece I just concocted right now quickly. Now, my own piece I am going to show you, then you will be surprised. Then you will know that we are in the era of 4IR, the time of artificial intelligence taking over our lives. And if you want it, let me just keep it here until I show you my own piece. Let's continue to listen.
why are they not part of what we are doing today? Some of them have deviated. They are now shouting it over. That is the problem.
Wow.
But we were all welcomed. Onyendu was welcomed. They were all running around Onyendu, supporting Onyendu. creating awareness, mobilization of Onion do everything.
Okay. They were all running around Onyendu, which means they were physical. They were physically there. And this guy does not know a place where he took a flight. It talks about Asian Pacific Ocean. He took a flight to wherever he was, and he does not recognize or remember where he took a flight to go. Because if he said they were all around Onyendu, jumping up and down, it means that they were presently, they were present in that meeting. They were not, it was not a virtual meeting. It was not a virtual meeting, because that's what his narratives or his analysis here is actually entailing, that they were present in that meeting. But let's continue.
Now Onyendu was kidnapped. All of them disappeared. All of them disappeared. How can you deal with people like that? Niro Abo, people that cannot stand and maintain their principle. All of them disappeared. So today, this video appeared online, and I believe it is still there.
Now, I think it ended here. It says, today, this video appeared online. Now, listen to this again. Listen to what the Mazen Namdekano, how they, concocted what.
Us to mobilize, and that mobilization is happening, and it's happening really, really good. So we want to say now, and from this moment, we want to hear. We really want to.
In the World Igbo Congress, and also Mazi Simon, who has spoken so eloquently that I'm even now struggling for what to say, because he has touched and covered everything that I had intended to talk about.
Now, this is the real message that he brought to you through this, lies. Now, through this deep fake. Now, let me tell you, because he wants to indict Onyendu. That is the reason why he brought in this, in order to use it to continue to send a message that Onyendu is actually the one who instigated what he is doing. That is exactly what he did here. Because remember that the sit-at-home actually indicted him to the core. He is actually looking for a route of escape, and in order to tag his action on Mazen Nnamdi Kanu. The people he is claiming, where are they today? They are the same people he is working with secretly, who are avid and advid. Or that is the question the woman came to ask him that day, that he does not want, and he never allowed that woman to talk or to speak. That is about avid and avid or whatever that they talked about. These are the people he is working with secretly, but he said today they have all deviated, shouting Onyendu. And yet he said that they are the ones who brought this video online, because he knows that people like me who understand artificial intelligence work, who understand the era we are here, and who is also making use of this 4IR in order to actually achieve one or two innovations. So he understood that somebody like me will pick up this. That is exactly the reason why he said the video appeared online when he is the one. Because this is how he started. Started with a Photoshop. Now, he has graduated from Photoshopping. Now he is using deepfake to create a video in order to speak. I know you will be wondering. Now, let me show you a version of this piece. Let me show you something that will shock you. A version of this piece. This is my own version. I want you to see my own version of exactly what he did. My version, I built it with, a free, program. The program I used to build my version It's a free program, and I will not actually get it, to the standard of how that thing can actually be when you are done. I will not be able to get it to the standard. Remember, they use maybe a paid version. Of course, you are contributing, so they can use your money to fluke you at any time, because it's all about convincing you. Now, and they still have to make it to be dense, so that you will not see the face of Mazen Nnamdi Kanu to understand that it is a deep fake. That's why they darkened it. When they use the same picture you saw here in front of you to create that thing. Now let me show you my own version. Pay very good attention. While you are sharing this video, continue to share it and pay attention. While I'm bringing it up, let me continue here.
Are you hearing that? Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was invited as after my speech. I spoke before him in this particular World Igbo Pacific whatever conference, and so they invited him to speak, and this is his response, and I want you people to listen to it again. It was me and him that was invited into this particular conference to speak. Now, after I spoke to the people, and it was the turn of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu Onyendu. As a disciple, I spoke first. Now, when it was his turn to speak, this is how he responded to them. And I want to take it back a bit.
Really good. So we want to say,
The video, according to the that gave it to me, this conference happened a few weeks before Nnamdi Kanu.
The conference happened a few weeks before Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was adopted. This is another indictment, because it means that Simon knew the whereabouts of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. That is exactly what they did not think about before bringing this depicted video. Now, let me show you my own version. The reason why I am going to show you this way, I hope you are actually seeing it. Let me see what is on the screen. Now, this is my own version. I want you to look at it. Look at it for you to understand what a deep fake is. I used the one he actually used. See here. Now, this is the one. I use the same photo that they use in order to do whatever they did. I use the same photo. Remember the program I used to create this one? It is just a rough program. It is not a paid up program. Now, let me show you how they actually concocted it in order to get exactly what they want him to say in that picture. Let me now show you another version that will show you how they concocted it. Listen up, because this is how they concocted it. Listen to this one.
Anybody I curse is cursed. Once I condemn you, you're finished. Ask the Sabo.
Did you hear that? Ask the Sabo. Then I joined it with where it says Simon Ekpa. Did you see how you can concoct it? So it is all about cut out where Mazi Nnamdi Kanu said Simon. Mazi Simon Ekpa. Even if it is during his interview with him, he cut the voice out. Then he go to where he said maybe there is a program where Mazi Nnamdi Kanu went to. Maybe Uche Mofo might be the one who has spoken eloquently well, or it could be Chike Doziem, it could be China Samoru. He said that they just cut out where he mentioned the name of that person, join it there with Simon Ekpa's, where Mazi Nnamdi Kanu has mentioned it before, join it there, and now use it because all they need is to put that name there. Mazi Simon Ekpa has spoken eloquently well. He has, I'm even in short of words because he has actually spoken my mind. That is how these things are done. Listen to it again. Listen to the another version.
Anybody I curse is cursed. Once I condemn you, you're finished. Ask the Sabo.
Did you see? I did not take my time. That's why the tone when he mentioned ask the Sabo Simon was low. That is how these things are done. This is what Simon has been doing with you. This is how Simon has been fooling all of you. And this is what he's been giving you in the name that he is giving you freedom. This is exactly what he does with you in the name that he's giving you freedom. And I am going to post those two versions of it so that you will understand whenever we come to tell you that we know the activities of this agent provocateur, he is not real and can never be real. That is exactly what is actually playing out here. Marien Haider, please, if you are watching, I want you to actually come in now because I believe I have actually created a preamble. Then we have to take it from there so that we will round up maybe without creating a new broadcast. Please come in. Let us actually deliberate on this because I also know that you understand artificial intelligence very, very well. So let's do it. Yes, Marien Haider, please, the floor is yours.
Yeah.
Come in.
Sure. This is what I'm going to do. I'm going to hang up because this phone I'm using now is might give me problem. So I'm going to hang up now and call you with a new number. I want to notify you. That's me that I'll be calling you right now.
All right.
It's going to be a 443 number, okay? So I can be using that one to be talking while I'm watching with this one. Thank you.
No problem. All right, while we are waiting for Marien, this is actually a preamble that I just built because we still have a lot in the bag. All you need to do is to share this video. All you need to do is to share this video.
Anybody I curse is cursed. Once I condemn you, you're finished. Ask the Sabo.
So this is let me actually leave it behind here. Let me leave it behind here while we are waiting. While we are waiting for Marien to join. While we are waiting for her to join, let's leave it behind here. At some point, we are going to bring more people into this program at some point, but let's continue the way we are right now. And Marian, please hasten up because we do not have much time in the bag. Hasten up so that we will be able to achieve a lot before we go into the next program. So, and then of course you have seen the video of how the agent provocateur has fooled you. You have seen it because we don't just bring talking, we also present to you our evidence so that you will understand that each and every time we come online, we tell you that something is like this. You should not, doubt that it is like that, because we have actually seen these things. We have, I have seen these things, each and every activities of Simon. I know how everything he does. I see through him, I see him. It's just that most of the time, we have to work. If it is that we have extremely time the way he has, because he does not depend on his work to actually put food on his table. He depends on your money, free lunch to put food on his table. So we depend on our hard work to put food on the table. That is the reason why we will not be able to follow him bumper to bumper in order to actually present to you every evidence of all his depicted stories and the what he called evidence. Just like what you saw yesterday, one criminal who claimed he's a pastor said that he was driving with a politician's driver. All of a sudden, politician driver told him that by the stage of
Good morning.
Yes, come in, please, come in.
Can you confirm your number, because I called you, didn't pick up. Can you confirm your number, please? Is it 234-807-2788-8613?
Yes, it is correct.
Yeah, I tried to call you, but you didn't pick up. I'm going to call you with the other number again.
It is coming and dropping.
That's from your end because it was ringing here. So I'm going to call you again from the...
It is
it's not this number, another number, 443.
Okay,
433.
it is 8613, right?
Say that again?
8613 is the last four number.
That's your number?
Yes.
Yes, so I'm going to call you again, but I'll be calling you from a different number.
Okay, I didn't get that from a different number, but try to call again. Let's see if it's gonna come in. If it doesn't, then I think you should keep up with this.
Okay.
Yes, Marian.
Yeah, you didn't pick before. That was the problem. Okay, I'm here though.
Okay, come in.
Okay. Now, how are you?
Where are you?
Okay. You want me to go ahead? Because I can see you're still talking. Or you just,
Okay, let me finish what I was saying. What I was saying is that imagine a pastor who is working with politician driver, and the politician driver told the pastor that it was Barrister Jofo who sold Mazen Nnamdi Kanu. Is that not an irony? So now, Marian, please go ahead. Let me not dig deeper. Go ahead.
Yeah. So, my brother, I just want to say good afternoon from here. It's 1:04. Good afternoon, my fellow Biafrans. My name's Marien Haider. How are you all doing? It's a Friday before Christmas for those who celebrate Christmas. I wish you all the best. I hope you have a wonderful holiday. But let me say one or two things from the little clip you just showed. The question we all must ask ourselves are these. This nonsense that this guy tried to put together, the foolishness, the clip you just showed. My question is this. For the number one question we should ask ourselves are this. Now, what is the purpose? Why is it necessary? Why do we think that it's necessary for him to begin to reassert himself or try to prove to people that he and Mazi Nnamdi Kanu had a conference, whatever that time was? Let's ask ourselves a question. Why do we think, or what does he think it is necessary to reassure or to come in to tell people that he's close to Mazi or he was close to Mazi? Because that's wars. That thing he's showcasing is about wars. It's not present. But let's go straight. I have the voice you played. I saw the marvelous depiction of what he did, you tried to do, even though your package is not professional, because we must understand that his package is professional. Most likely they paid for it, which is professional package. So it's going to be more clear. It's going to be more crystal. But even at that, what I would like us to do first, if you can, please, my brother, can we play us the real voice of Mazi or Hamadike one, so that you can compare the voice they try to puppet? Because let me give us this insight. When you play that proportion, that purported thing, robot they played, when you play this, the first thing that came to my mind is this. We all know the voice of Hamadike. Just like somebody like me, I have a distinct voice. Wherever I speak, you don't have to see me, you can identify my voice. Mazi Hamadike had that uniqueness about his voice. When Mazi speaks, it comes from the depth of his voice vocal cord. Mazi does not speak shallow. When you listen to what they purported, the voice in there was shallow. It's not deep. Mazi speaks from his soul. Mazi speaks from the depthness of his vocal cord. When you play that one, it's not the same. That's number one argument. Trying to tear down that foolishness that makes no sense. Number two, when was this conference? I'm talking about time. When, what year, what month, what day, and of course, where was the location? He cannot be able to produce this thing because they never existed. This is something they put together. Yeah. It doesn't make sense. But the whole thing for me, if you ask me, this is the most childish thing he has ever done. It makes no sense. Let's even put it, let me go with his argument. Let's assume that he was in a conference, which is trying to say that it was a visual conference. Where was Mazi? Was Mazi in Nigeria? Was Mazi in London? Because for you to have a conference with somebody, you know their location. Just like you and I are communicating. We communicated that we are going to do this program. I called later yesterday for us to talk about the logistics, which is the timing. We're going to come up. One or two things I would like to discuss and bring in. So I would like him to tell us the details, because the devil is always in the details. He was not able to bring that. I will never bring that to you. Number four, the clip they're playing, he's only playing it a split second. Why can't he give us at least 5 minutes of that narrative of that clip where he first spoke? He cannot bring us Mazi's response. He should be the one to show us where he first spoke. We like to see when he spoke. We would like to hear his own argument. That bullshit he's claiming that he said, and when Mazi came, look at our Hamazike, which I see as another level of insult from this bastard I always call a compound fool, because that's who he is. Hamadike is the one that will lack words. Hamadike is the one that is going to lack what to say. Hamadike is the one that will say that this bastard who cannot even concord a simple grammar spoke on Hamadike's mind. Is it that is it that the Baba does not know how to cut hair, or the clippers were not sharp? Who is it to speak for Marien Haider, even on Martin's weakest point, whether it is health or what? This bastard who cannot even form his words. We are speaking of a man that is gifted
Go and check him. He's an orator. When he speaks, he draws your attention. When he speaks, he comes with wisdom. When he speaks, he draws you inside him. And this compound bastard, idiotic moron, who cannot even make a statement that is grammatically correct, will be the one that will go on an international conference and speak something that Mahathir Hamadike won. Will come out and say, the bastard spoke his mind. That is a complete blown up of his cover. It doesn't make sense. And like in America, when we say, if it does not make sense, it doesn't make sense, that means it does not exist. Now, there was one intelligent thing you picked up from his foolishness. So he claiming that this meeting happened very soon before Mahathir was abducted. That's a pure indictment. Remember the discussion I had with you privately a couple of months ago, or many months ago. I told you, Mahathir, when you were trying to say we should stop talking about him, I said, no. The way I have profiled this idiot, the way I have profiled his mind, that's why I call him a compound idiot. The more he opens his mouth, the more he exposes his ignorance. We must find a way to be drawing him to be talking. Because the more he talks, somebody like me, he's a profiler, he takes me into his mind, his cocoon mind, so that I can continue to assess them and I can continue to profile his foolishness. But the statement he makes today is an indictment that he had a meeting. The argument becomes, this conference or meeting he's talking about, was it the final meeting that revealed to him the location of Martin Nandikano before he sold him? But you know what? This guy is such a low life that I will not even want to pay attention to this nonsense they concocted and brought out in social media. He's talking about his surface. This is what he's doing with a particular website wall that he called Biafran Child. What he will do is that he call some nonsense and he put it out there. Sometimes he will do it in as a second person or as a third person, or sometimes he will come and do it as his own person. That is his page. Yes. That fucking page is his page. Excuse my language. Let's roll. It's an outrage for me. You know why I'm sounding like this? For him to even say that Hamadike gave him a thumbs up after whatever, if at all. Who is he? Somebody that cannot form a simple grammar. But if I don't know where to say I went or I'm going, I have gone or I'll be going, he can't even put them together. Don't even know when to use I came, I come, I will come. This is somebody that will go on international level and represent who? Mahathir Hamadike. This is the highest of his insult, and it must be stopped and must be disgraced. Thank you, Mahathir. Let me bring it back as we go into the main subject we're talking today. But this particular clip is an outrage for me, because this bastard has continued to try to, put himself in the same level with Mahathir Nandikano Hamadike one. Is it in education? Is it in experience? Is it in his exposure? Is it in his intelligence? Who is this individual that doesn't even know himself? He's a complete idiot. The womb that gave birth to this man is a cursed womb. I will say it today. Let's go ahead.
Thank you very much. If you talk about the womb, I don't want to show where a band I don't want to show where a band don't a faka. That is the thing. So, but let's not go into it. We have actually brought it to the light, because it is very important. Just like you always encourage me that we shouldn't stop talking about this guy, because at some point, like you said, I told you that let's stop talking about this guy. You said no. Well, the more we bring him out, the more we speak, we bring him out, because we put him under pressure, and he will come and actually bring one of his secrets, which is always the lies that he perpetrates, and they actually send it to to his gullible followers, and they will buy it, and it will start working in their minds. So let us actually leave this one here. I believe we have.
Yeah, but like I said, my dear brother, do me this favor, because it's important to me for my own consumption. Okay. Can you play the real voice of Hamadike one, and then play this so that our people can see the difference? Mahathir speaks from the depth of his vocal cord. That's how he speaks.
I got it. Let me listen to it.
All of you never knew that IPOB and this Biafra movement was for your liberation. Some of you saw maybe the oil and gas from Biafra land. If they go now, we'll have access to oil and gas. In the process of having your eyes fixated on oil and gas, your forest is gone. Do you understand it? Every Yoruba person supporting Fulani, you are setting up yourself to become like the Hausa people. Remember when Hausa was supporting Fulani? We are Hausa Fulani, we are Hausa Fulani. Where are the Hausa people today? I ask you. Where are those Hausa people today? Do you see them anymore? They're saying we are Hausa Fulani, we are Hausa Fulani. Do you see them again today? Do you see them? I'm asking you. No, because Fulani have completely overwhelmed them. It's called emasculation. Completely emasculated them. Look at what they...
Now, let me bring, I believe it's enough, right?
Yes, it's enough. Because you can, if you are somebody that into voicing, which I believe you have an inclination, you pay attention. Mazi speaks very fast. I speak fast too. Mazi speak fast, and Mazi's words are clear and crystal. But play the fake one, you will see the difference. It is slowed. It is a slow version. You know, rah, rah, rah. That's not how he speaks. That's not the characteristics of Mazi's voice. Let's play it.
They worked on the voice. So let's see here. This is the one.
To mobilize, and that mobilization is happening, and it's happening really, really good. So we want to say now.
Specific.
Also.
We want to.
Do you hear it? You hear the slow request?
In World Congress. And also Mazi Simon.
And also, Mazi doesn't talk like this.
Yes.
You see that? And also, that Mazi is quick because that's how his mind works. His mind is quick. That is why he speaks fast.
Yes.
That's how you know somebody that is smart. They speak fast because the message is coming and they must get it out. He doesn't speak like that.
Yes. True. Let's hear it again.
That I'm even now struggling for what to say because he has thought and covered everything that I had intended to talk about.
Nnamdi Kanu was invited as after my speech. I spoke before him in this particular.
Who has spoken so eloquently that I'm even now struggling for what to say because he has touched and covered everything that I had intended to talk about.
Are you hearing that?
Into what we
said no voice on YouTube. Somebody said no voice on YouTube. I think that voice was not there when you started explaining or analyzing the, what you can actually get out of these technologies or the programs that they use to depict whatever they actually presented to the gullible followers. So I don't know if, let me actually make it quick. What we said there, we were talking about the programs, even the ones that will be able to, when you write, the program uses the voice that you have actually introduced to it to actually read your writing. That program is still there. So whenever you produce any picture to it, it will make that picture to be actually speaking like the same person in the picture, as long as you have used that program to, use that voice of that person to give into the program. The program will now assess the voice and master the voice, and it will now use that same voice to read out anything you write to it. That program is still there, but the one that they use is the one that they cut and join the voice, stretch it in order to fall in line and speak slowly. That is the reason why.
Let me come in here quickly, because we need to move into the main thing. Let me come in here. Yes. Our people, I want us to ask ourselves this question, because some of these things are in plain sight. Like I said, what is happening is because of the way the zoo is. They don't have access to this technology, and when somebody doing, they look foreign. Even though they are there in plain sight, let us ask ourselves, how are animations made? Animation, cartoon, what you call a cartoon, how are they made? And you see the cartoon character talking, mimicking somebody's voice, is the same program. Yes. Basically, you draw a cartoon. What do you mean by animation? You make that cartoon with us. There will be a human being whose voice you're going to use and interfaces. I'm not into technology, but this program is what is going to help that thing. Cartoon is something you drew. That cartoon begin to now move about, because the person they attach it to is, there's a way they connect it with computer software. The movement, every movement you make, that thing you drew will make. When you speak, that thing, the mouth will be connected speaking. Even though it's an individual that is making the voices, the animation, with the cartoon you drew, will be acting like it's the one speaking. It's called animation. So we know about it is because it's not been explained. So we're not going to beat much about it. It's an existing technology. It has gone through a lot of progress. Where it is now is off the chart, but you can do a whole lot. But I'm just telling us that the cartoon we watch, how do you get something you drew on a piece of paper to begin to be move about and then begin to speak somebody's voice? In a layman's term, that's what I want us to think back. So it's not mystery.
Yes, it is not mystery. That is what, because he believes that all of you in the zoo, of course, the zoo age will go follow many of you, Goji. That is the reason why you cannot reason whenever he presents these things, because he left zoo very early. So he believed that so many people in that zoo, they are
still stuck in the time, yeah.
Yes, they are still backward. So that's why he actually used those things to try his luck. Without knowing, I've been advising him that people like me are watching. Any step he takes, any move he makes, I know these things more than him. I know these things more than him. That is the reason why he is undermining it, because he believes he has a platform that he will use to send his lies. And it goes far. Of course, mine is just a small platform. When I am actually trying to expose his criminality, he will also send his agent and Nigeria agent to continue to attack my page so that it will actually not go far. Believe you me, if not the attack of the autopilot, my page is supposed to have gone far. But they know that I speak it raw. I bring it raw. I don't actually bring anything adulterated. That's why they don't like me. So, Marien, so we are going to move forward to this, the statement of this guy from the Northern Coalition Group, which actually triggered the attack on our people. Now,
exactly. That is what I want us to treat.
All right. Let's go there. Let's go there. If need be, we will actually reiterate on this, what the depiction of this Mazen Nnamdi Kanu and the prison of this criminal in Finland. But let's
destroying properties of northerners. Not only that, even security of transit for business purposes moving from the north to the east or from the east to the north. You are aware that the outlawed members of the Ipob and ESM have continually been killing and destroying properties of northerners. Not only that, even security agencies who are trained and have the license to protect lives and properties of Nigerians are not spared by these outlawed organizations of Ipob and the ESM. This has called from December 1st till today, December 13th, 14th rather. These killings also continue non-stop. Desist from transporting anything good and services from the north to the east. This is not intended to punish the Easterners, the entire Easterners, or to cause delay or losses even to the Northerners themselves. But this is for the purpose of sending a message of our displeasure to the eastern part of Nigeria, most especially the governors, the traditional rulers, the stakeholders, that enough of this killing is enough. We are law-abiding as Northerners. We believe in the law. We respect the law. We abide by the law. So we will not on our own start destroying or killing Easterners resident in the north. We will also not allow any of our own people carry such actions because it's against the law. And we also know that those that are doing the killing in the east are not the same Easterners that are resident in the north. So Easterners resident.
You can pause it here because I don't want to, have a whole lot. Now, because the reason why I felt it's necessary, the reason why I really tagged you that we should do this is because, again, I believe in behavior. If you follow the behavior of individuals or group of people, you can learn a whole lot. Because behaviors are something you learn. At a time, it becomes automatic in your life, reflex action. So you can't control them. So this, a whole lot of information seeps out even when you try to control them. So let me go quickly. This individual, if you reflect, or if you can recall, it was the same individual that came out, I believe, and made an announcement about putting a bounty on Mazi Ahmadike-1.
Yes.
Putting a bounty that they are calling for. Yeah. It wasn't long, he came out and made that speech. So what he's telling somebody like me is, anytime he appears, even his presence alone is a message to their people.
Yes.
Once he appears, they know he's calling for what you call fatwa. In Muslim religion, when you use the word fatwa, is declaration of war against the infidels. So in this context now, it could be covert operation or it could be literal operations. Why am I making these arguments? Because when he made it, they put 100 million bounty on Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. It was a covert operation. What he did that time was, they have dragged their necks on Mazi with all these idiots, nearly them, all of them. They were feeding the Nigerian government with information everywhere they were involved. They had set this trap for Mazi, and unfortunately, our Ahmadike walked into the net. So by the time he made that announcement, Mazi or Ahmadike was already in their drag nets. All they had to do was to pull the drag net, just like when you go and see how spider gets its prey. So when he made that announcement that they put in that bounty of 100 million, he knew that nobody was going to get that money. They already had Mazi where he was. And they already had dispensed that money. They most likely, the people that came after, the people that used initially to track Mazi and hijack him, the bounty, what they paid them were 100 million. So when he mentioned 100 million, he's calling the attention of those people that took the 100 million. Whoever took the 100 million, the time is up. You must activate. You must execute. So that was what his presence and that speech was. Because immediately he came out and showcased himself and made that announcement, the next thing we had, Mazi was kidnapped. Now let's move forward. Now, anytime this guy makes any announcement, I'm telling us to go back, you will see that something will occur. The haters will take an attack. Go and pay attention. But I'm calling out these two events that are so prominent. Yeah, they are so prominent because I've been paying attention to him. Now, he comes out. What he did in this particular one, this last speech he made, he invoked two things. He invoked Takia and he invoked Fatwa at the same time. The Takia there is this. He comes out to tell you he knew he was lying. That we are the ones killing their people, it is the reverse. There is no Fulani headers that have any business in Biafra land. We are the ones that have business in their land. Okay? That is deception there, which is Takia. When he used the language, we are not people that we are law-abiding people. We do not take laws into our hands. That was another Takia and Fatwa. He's telling them. He's two things there. He's trying to present to those who will hear when this thing will happen, for them to be able to make an argument that it cannot be our people because we are law-abiding people.
Yes, yes.
At the same time, he's telling their people it is time to go and launch this attack that happened in IHEAMUFU right now. Because at the time he came out to make the announcement, their people have already taken their position. They were waiting for this announcement to launch the attack.
And
go
remember,
and pay attention.
Don't forget, there was a setup they made before they actually engaged with this attack. The setup they made was to burn a truck carrying foodstuff. Because they will always create some smoke or create some fire.
That is the Takia,
yes.
To make it look like we are burning their food. We are not paying attention to these people. That's why I'm calling out the psychology of these people. Go ahead, I'm listening to you.
And they made it, immediately when they finish burn this truck, they know that they have agent already. Who is going to be the one to bring it in the media, which is agent provocateur, autopilot. The speed, they brought it into the media that Fulani transporting this and that, they have collected water. This was how they set up everything. Now, after that, you start hearing all this bad news. Dude, if you see the image I saw, where they actually butchered the brain, the head of children. They left the head of children. I don't know if these people are eating the brain of children. I don't know what they are doing with the brain of children, that they have to open the head of all these people, collected their brain. Our people.
In their madness, let me tell you, in their madness, according to their fatwa, or when they fight infidels, they believe in their craziness, in their mind, in their depraved mind, that when you butcher somebody like that, cut them into pieces, they will not be able to make it to heaven. That is the stupid, crazy philosophy, mindset behind the whole foolishness. Yeah, that is why they kill people. They know they can shoot you. It's easy to shoot somebody with AK-47, right? And kill the person. But the reason why they are butchering them, because they have this depraved knowledge or the depraved story or idea or belief, because that's a better word, that when you cut an infidel like this, they will never make it to heaven no matter what.
Yes. You are right. I know that their philosophy. You remind me. No, you are actually very correct in that. So, and then this truck, after the truck burning and all that, that's when these people, you actually initiated they have already set up places they are going to attack. Just like you have said, they have dished out that million before they will actually come and say, we are going to dish out 100 million. This is exactly what they did. They have already set up their people. before burning the truck.
That was because that is a code. That's a code word to let them of that particular operation. Just like in this one, if you pay attention, there are code words. He's talking about our they don't allow us to bring things home. We bring our business to the south or to the east, they destroy it. Because the people that set that truck up, the food load of truck up, are connected with whatever happened to IHEAMUFU. So he's telling the group that already, the sleeping cell that we're already in IHEAMUFU is about to trigger. You are being triggered now, go to work. That is why I said Takia and Fatwa were being dispensed at this particular, whatever he called, press conference.
But now, in this regard, what now? Because remember, during this 5 days sit at home, and remember also, this 5 days sit at home, before the day it was announced, our people were doing protests before the day. Now, when it was announced, I said that the sit at home is for Fulani to actually take their position without people seeing them. That was the plan. Do you tell me something? Do you think that there is a connection between autopilot, burning of the truck, actually allowing these people to get in order to, do they know what they were doing, or do you think it is all about them being manipulated into doing all these things that they are doing that create a vacuum for these criminals to actually come in and occupy? Because first of all, they started fighting the ESN, who is forming a resistance against these same people. All of a sudden, truck got burned. Autopilot were the ones who said it, bring it to the media. Do you think that they are using this autopilot? Even after they have gotten their bounty, they are still using them actually to set up a vacuum that will enable their Futajalian soldiers to go into our community.
Let me say that. Yeah, let me say this. You know, there's a huge difference. You know, because when I use if I use the word connection, that means there's a direct instruction that is coming from these people or all these groups, connecting them together. There's somebody is issuing a directive to them. So that is why I will not be quick to use the word connection. I will rather invoke the word correlation. If you can type in that word correlation and read it to us, please, that will be helpful as I go on to explain what I'm trying to say. I will bet my mind, I will bet what I do, that there's a huge correlation between all these things. What is meaning that they are being careful, because when you have a direct instruction coming from central command, it's easy for somebody to infiltrate that line and you'll be able to do havoc to that flow of chain of information. But if there's a correlation, that means there are components of people that are aware or are part of components of the whole. So they have this, if this happens, this has to take place. So I don't have to trigger you when I start my own to give you an instruction to say, go ahead and start your own. But in all we are doing, we have one goal to that final objective, which in this case, continue to make sure that they raise dust when it comes to experiment where his own correlation is coming in. To raise dust, they can bring for the indictment or for the court that are court outing we are coming to go in Supreme Court. Ask yourself, why the delay? Why don't we have a date for the Supreme Court case? Even when our lawyers have petitioned, we don't have a date yet. Why the silence? Why the quietness? Because they're trying to see if they can build a case against Mazi. Now Mazi or Hamadike is inside a lockup. So what are they going to do? If they can get the leadership compromise, because remember now, they have tried to attack the leadership, and you all put up a fierce battle, and they realize that place is no go. area, yeah, they may be able to circle it, but they will not be able to penetrate into the leadership of IPOB at DOS. So now they try the finance. We are still struggling to steady the finance to the final stand. They come after the media warriors. So now, because what happened in Supreme Court, we must understand, we must remember, is a huge blow to Nigerian judicial system, to Nigerian government, because first of all the court outings, they have gone on behalf of Mazi Hamadike. He has won them. And remember that UN gave them, charged them, and instructed that they must release Mazi. And this December is going to make it the 6 months they gave them. They must release Mazi. So now they're running out of time. So all they're doing is because they want to make sure that if by the time they will go to Supreme Court, they will have an evidence they can present against Mazi. Why Ekperima? Why all these people? Ekperima knows that when Mazi comes out, he cannot be able to be purporting some of this foolishness he's doing. There are a whole bunch of people who are doing what they can to make sure that Mazi is jailed, that Mazi does not come out. People must understand this. So anybody that is not working in conjunction, in cahoot or relationship with DOS, once the person is saying that I want Mazi to be jailed, whether it is 1 day, 2 days, 2 years, for life, I don't know. But that's what the statement the person is making.
Exactly.
So Ekperima knows that he has done a lot of things that is contrary, that first of all, he's not even a member of IPOB. Let me start, I always like to start there. He's not a member of IPOB. So all this nonsense is claiming he has no locus standi. He cannot produce evidence. But because our people, some of them are still gullible and confused, when he comes out to make some of this craziness and incendiary statements, some people are still confused whether to believe him or not. That's why he did what he did today, trying to purport that he was in a meeting with Matt. That was why I asked the question, why does he think that it's necessary to make this video? Because this is something he should have made in the past. It has no place in the present day. So he's still trying to insert himself into the leadership of IPOB, so that all these atrocities he's committing, that he can be brought in and be tagged against Mazi as we are preparing to go to the court outing. So that's why. So I'm invoking the word correlation, not connection. Please, can you read us the meaning of correlation, please?
Okay. Just one moment. I am going to read it in. Let me come into it. Correlation is a mutual relationship or connection between two or more things. Research showed a clear correlation between, that is an example, between recession and level of poverty, crime. Now it says similar, or let me read the similar or similitude. The process of establishing a relationship or connection between two or more things. The increasingly similar basis underlying national soil maps allows correlation to take place more easily. I don't know if it is the same thing that we are.
Yeah, so what is right is the same thing. What is trying to say here is that, like now, if there is inflation, okay, yes, you're going to have more poor people.
Yes.
Right?
It is automatic.
Does it mean that it? Yeah, so, this one, this action gave birth to this. Yes. It doesn't mean that one caused poor people. Exactly. But because there's an inflation, the tendency, so that's a correlation. It's a relationship. So that's what I was bringing here.
Yes. So whenever this image of this guy comes out, now it sends a message. Wherever he speaks, it sends a message. It is time.
Yes.
It is actually something that is like a system. It is like a program.
Yes.
Because
yes, I understand. Because that is why I said, when you come to like spying, when it comes to like serious security issues, in some issues, especially when it comes to spying, you don't want to have a direct flow of information, because once the enemy is able to decode it, you're gonna be compromised heavily.
Yes.
So even though sure you're sending your information, but it's not, most of the time when it's top secret, it cannot be direct.
Yes.
But when I do something, I do something, you have an understanding, we have a common goal. Then if you, anytime you see me appear on media, you know what it means.
Yes.
Even when I may speak nothing, but just my presence and one or two things I may mention, you have understanding that this is time for this is time for that. It's kind of a code word. You're passing codes without saying anything. That's a relationship. It's not a direct message I'm sending to you, but you who is in correlation.
Yes, yes. Because if you think about that word you used, it is the perfect word, because when there is inflation, it is inflation activates a new system which actually keeps the market volatile. It is actually something that happens on its own.
Exactly. They're independent, but they have a relationship.
Yes.
The effect of one triggers the other one.
Exactly.
That's what it is. So that's what why I wanted to analyze this individual is for us to pay attention. Anytime he comes out to make a speech like this, for us to pay attention and be at alert. This guy, when he comes out to speak, he's doing a whole lot. Even his presence, his body language, the statements he makes, they carry a lot of weight. We must begin to go into psychology to profile these idiots.
Yes. Yes. You know, I don't know what actually, you know, maybe we have something in common. There is something that drives me, because when I heard about the burning truck, I heard about sit at home. You know, I told our people, they are calling you to sit at home for Fulani to come into our land for us not to know. Because if you are sitting at home, if Fulani is going into your backyard somewhere through your marketplace to go into their bushes, then you will not see them.
Exactly.
Because some people will be at home.
And not only did he call the sit at home, he said he was going to enforce it.
Yes.
It's not just that he called it. It was important to him to enforce it. And even when Mazi came back with a message, I don't want any sit at home, he said, it must be enforced. Ask yourself, why was it important to him? Because he wanted to keep people indoors. Even though this guy did not pick up a phone and call him and say, we're about to do something. But the presence of this man and those statements sent him a message that he has to do something. He has to do his own part. So, because he's claiming that 5 days sit at home is for election. Election is next year, people. Hello, wake up, guys. Election is next year. No matter what you do today, can affect, and something like this election can affect the outcome of election next year. So what is happening now is that he misfired. The sit at home did not turn out the way he wanted.
Yes.
Which is another thing I want to bring out in that sit at home issue.
It was double
A pregnant woman was killed, which has raised an outrage. You know, there is something we must understand. There are people you will kill, and their blood will be so hot you'll be asking for vengeance. This pregnant woman is one of them. So what is happening now? This has brought a backlash to Ekperima. That is why I asked the question I asked. Why does Ekperima think it's necessary to bring out this fake thing he put together in the name of going to conference? He's trying to gain the loyalty of our people back to him. this sit at home did a huge damage to him.
Yes.
A huge damage to him. People have rejected him. This is the lowest of his lowest. People have rejected Ekperima. A lot of people have seen the truth of who he is. He really is. So a lot of people have run away from him. So where he is now, he's struggling to try to reinsert himself. Even this nonsense about Ejima, the capturing of Ejima is part of it. From the story you're hearing, the brother has been abducted or the brother has been arrested for the past 6 months. No government, Uzodinma did not come out to say anything. Ekperima did not come out to say anything. What happened was that because now Ekperima is trying to rebuild his image, which is in tatters, which I will tell us we cannot allow him to do that. They have to pull this shit about Ejima. Okay? They have to bring him, to draw empathy and sympathy, because if you pay attention, all the nonsense who kills his people, he's trying to equate or use this nonsense to make people say, oh, so the DOS, Mazin Woru, kills people too. So what is the difference between killing the pregnant woman and telling people to go and kill a Bubago? He never told you that Chena Sanworu, our man Chena Woru, told him to go and kill our people. He never said that.
Mariam, let me try to actually bring that video.
Sure.
Because there are so many things to it.
There's a whole lot.
Yeah.
That's why I told you this program will not, we can't do it in a day. There's a whole lot.
Yes. Let me try to bring that video. Because I think our people, they like it, they play the show. That's why he is concocting everything he's concocting and showing them.
And quickly I must say this, some people might ask, why are we doing this? Because we want to educate our people, we want them to open their eyes to when they see certain events, they begin to prepare themselves, they will know. Because, just like in the olden days before computer, our ancestors were able to look at the sky and they will know whether to go out with their umbrella or not.
Exactly.
They will know whether to stay home or not. That's what we're trying to do now. So that when you see certain actions coming from, or certain speeches or certain videos coming from Ekperima or coming from these people, you will know that something is about to go down. So that we can prepare our neighborhood, be more alert and, pay attention so that all this level of massacring must not continue to be happening in our communities. That's why we are doing this. It's about education and awareness.
Let me also make it clear to our people. If everything, all these things that we are saying that this guy in Finland did, Simon, if Simon is truthful to the cause of Biafra, let everything he is doing against me work for him. If he is
I don't have time to swear for that bastard. I don't have time. Please, it's not worth it. Move on with the program. I don't have time to swear to an idiot who has he's nobody. I don't want to go there. Let's stay on the program. Why are you swearing for a non-entity? Non-entity. Come on now. You are bringing yourself to his level. He's not worth it. Judge Money, please write down. Let's move to something of substance and importance.
I don't know how else I can actually open the mind of these people who is blocked, because he's also using pastors, criminals who carry Bible to do fraud that is actually, recognized. Now let's hear this guy. First of all, in this video, I want you to see the journalist that has come to actually interview one person, one ESN member, journalist.
And you know what I call that? You know what I call it? The gathering of the vultures.
Exactly.
That's what I call this journalism here. IHEAMUFU, people were slaughtered, massacred, destroyed. No single journalist carried the news. No news media in Nigeria carried the news. Even as IPOB has been shouting, no governor came up and said anything. And then somebody is apprehended. Ask yourself, when was he apprehended? Remember the brother has been in police custody. Was he apprehended with his brother, or they brought his brother to apprehend him, or they apprehended him and they went and brought his brother for them to be there together. That's number one question. When did they have time to gather all this media to be there and make this video? That's another question. The gathering of the vultures.
This is actually, you know, Nigeria government and every agent they send, whenever they make a move, they indict themselves. How?
Exactly.
This is a criminal. This is a criminal. All of a sudden, one ESN member was captured, according to them, that this is ESN, who just confesses. You know, they didn't beat him up. He just started confessing to the media.
Okay. Before you go ahead, my brother, before you go with this, let me say this, because since this thing happened, I have been hearing people, I've had one or two people, even a talking about that this guy is a member of ESN. Now, when you listen, again, I'm going to say this, and anything I tell anybody, I don't boast, I kid not. Go and read, go and study, go and watch real military operations. Whether it is World War documentary, not movies, not Hollywood, real thing. From what our Mazi Moru said, you know who this guy is, how you can qualify him? Because I've heard people saying double agent. Ekperima is not a double agent. Ekperima is what? An agent of the zoo. This guy is what you call a double agent. Let me explain what double agent is.
You mean this? Just this criminal they put here?
Yes. He is that is what Mazi Moru tried to explain to people. I don't know whether people got it. Let me tell you how a double agent works. A double agent is recruited, just like what Mazi said. He came in to infiltrate ESN. What you do is, as if your people or if your army, if your military have good intelligence, you will know that this guy is a double agent, right?
But is this guy a member of ESN? Is he a member of ESN at all?
Listen, let me finish explaining to you. So what happens is, this guy will come in, because if you heard what Mazi said, he came in and said that he wanted to be part of ESN. That because they already had intelligence that he was coming in to infiltrate them, because they wanted to find out exactly what he himself knows. Because as a double agent, let me put it this way, if I'm a double agent for two people, when I come to you, I will give you a little bit of information you want to hear.
It's true.
Then for you to open up and tell me one or two things, I will take back to the other party. So when I go to the other party, I will give them that information, because and what I'm telling them is the truth. Because I want them to open up and tell me because I want them to trust me. But the thing is, it is left for these two people that are playing with to decode them. So what do? If you have human intelligence, or you have intelligence that this person is a double agent, you don't apprehend them immediately. You don't blow their cover, because you want to get everything they know. Yes. You want to know who sent them. You want to know their mission. That's what Mazi Moru described a few days ago. He said, we knew he came to penetrate. That was why we asked him to take an oath. That was trying to see whether he's going to take that oath. Ask yourself, why didn't he take the oath?
You mean,
because he knew he was not genuine.
The agent in Finland, right?
I'm talking about this guy. It's the same approach the agent in Finland did. This guy, Mazi Moru said that he refused to take. Mazi Moru said that when he came in and wanted to be part of ESN, they told him to take an oath. He refused. So they kept him on the periphery. They did not allow him to come real inside ESN. But they left him alone, be watching him. So from his perspective, he thought he's not a member of ESN, because he never took the oath. But they allow him to be there so that they can watch him and extract information from him. That's how you deal with a double agent. Because you want to use him. So but what I'm trying to say now, that Uzodimba must have found out that Mazin Woru and Co. have decoded this guy to be a double agent. That's why they busted him. That's how you deal with. Go and check what I'm telling you. You don't blow your cover that you know that double agent. Even here in America, that is how CIA, FBI infiltrate organization. When they come in, they want to join you. They want part of you.
I know.
But if that organization is able to decode that FBI agent is a double agent, they will kill him. Okay? But if they want to know who sent you, they will not kill him immediately. They will still leave him to come to meeting, but they will not allow him to come to where they're having a top secret meeting. They will not fully make it. They will just bring him, put him on the periphery because they want to extract information from him.
Yes.
And if they finish using him, they will kill him. So what Uzodimba did here was to move fast before ESN will finish extracting information from him, probably get rid of him. He withdrew his mission. His mission has been terminated. That is what is happening here. But just to confuse the idiots and then to confuse the public, they did this press conference to say he's ESN.
Yes.
Because if you pay attention to the guy again, they ask him, where is the camp? He said he's behind the police station. Can you show us? He said he has been more than 7 months. He has not been with the camp. So how could he be like ESN commander? If for 6 months they have not been active with them, that's one information. Before you play this, I'm calling them out so that you can see what I'm calling out. Number 2, the sole people that question him, nobody asked him, how many of you are in your camp? Nobody asked that question. It was fascinating to me. Is the camp only him and his brother? Because even when he mentioned another name, he said the person belonged to another camp. So how many people were in his camp? Now you can roll the film. You can see this thing jumping out to you.
Yes.
This guy is a perfect double agent. People like Ekparima, he is not a double agent where he is now. He was a double agent before he was decoded.
He was.
Nelly was a double agent. Madame Oyibo was a double agent. Madame Bridget was a double agent.
So once
you decode them, there are no more double agent because they cannot play that dual role. That's what double agent means.
Exactly.
You're able to play two parties, without them knowing that you're playing two parties. That's why the word double is used.
Yes. Copy that. Now, let us look for those elements in this video. And I heard some people saying that this guy is related to Hope Uzodimma, and they look alike.
Exactly. No, they're not, that nephews or, I think they're nephews or something like that from the same kindred. Yes, because when you want to play when you play the role, this guy played as a double agent, he has to be somebody you trusted so much. Because this is a suicide mission. Because let's assume that Ipob is a violent organization. Once they decoded him, what you do is you kill him off.
Yes, it's true.
If IPOB is a violent organization, they would have killed him before Uzodimba realized that this guy has been decoded. That's why he withdrew his mission. That's why he terminated his mission and played this bullshit to make it look like ESN is arrested. He may have been in 1 or 2 places with ESN, but he's not a full member of ESN because he didn't take the oath. The same argument, that was the same reason that Ekperima refused to take oath because he knew he was not genuine. At that time, he was a double agent. Yeah.
Now, that reminds me, that was when even Ekperima talked about this guy, said that they want to use this guy to kill Ikonso's brother, which I did a program.
Exactly. Again, I'm going there. There was a video he did recently before this boss. You can see how the correlation is coming to play. That's what I'm telling you. Let's pay attention. We'll decode these things.
Yes. So, Ekperima knows the activities of this boy or this guy, Hope Uzodimma's nephew.
Yes. Yes.
And this guy this guy was very, very naughty from the, when you do a background check on him. This guy was very, very naughty, even from school. And Hope Uzodimma was a criminal, even from school.
Let me tell you another thing, another quality you must look out. For you to play the role of a double agent or even a spy, a good organization will make sure that you're somebody that has anti-social quality, somebody that have a lot of criminality on your back. The argument is that when you're busted, they will throw you under the bus that you're a criminal. That's how they disassociate themselves from you.
Yes.
So if this guy was not a criminal, Usodimba cannot use him. He cannot. One, he's a criminal, or he has criminal tendency or criminal background, and he's somebody he trusted very closely. So you can only do this operation. It's called covert operation or clandestine. But in this case, what he was doing was covert. For you to do is somebody you trust very well. Somebody you highly trust, and somebody that is very close to you. So I will not be surprised if they have a kind of blood relationship. I will not. You can't do this thing with an outsider because it cannot be trusted.
They look alike. If you see the way they speak, both of them, the way they pronounce word, the way they make mouth. You know, when somebody is actually like speaking and blushing, I want you to look at these things in the facial of this guy. And secondly, this guy and Hope Uzodimma, they have something even from high school together.
There you go.
So, but
and another reason why he'll be a perfect, another quality he has, they are twins. So they can do a whole lot of operations together as twins. Because what holding them bond is great. Twins confide with each other. So, but let's roll the tape and see what is inside there. I just wanted to bring this out so that when we are watching it, they can start jumping out for us.
All right, let's play.
Where are you from? From Ata, Uganda. How old are you? 40 years old. 40? Yes, sir. What did you do? I joined ESL.
What's the level of involvement in this whole thing? Simple English, that's what you understand. Simple English.
Join ESN to do what?
Why you join
ESL for freedom fighters.
So since when have you been part of the ESN?
Since 2 years and a night.
Okay, tell me, how many attacks have you carried out? How many places do you attack for Imo State?
What did you do? Yeah. I am ESN. Is that the answer to that question? The answer is no.
Exactly.
What did you do?
I am
ESN. So he will tell you that this guy was already programmed.
Yes.
And then again, pay attention to his eyes. He's looking down. He's not looking to the camera, which is he's trying to remember the information that was given to him to bring them out. He's thinking. He's trying to remember. His tribe is lying. That's why he's looking down. When you're looking down, you're trying to form your walls. You're trying to build up your lives. Yes. You're trying to, so that you can form it. That's watch. He will never look at the camera. He's looking down.
Now, another indictment there. He joined ESN. Remember, ESN made it public, or we made it public that ESN was celebrating 2 years. Was it a few days before this shenanigan here? He joined ESN. When? 2 years.
When was the last recruitment of ESN? That's another argument there.
No, he said it's 2 years. How long have you been? 2 years.
I understand, but the last time the ESN recruited has been more than 2 years. That is what I'm trying to tell you, that when he came in, yes, that's what I'm trying to say. But the last time, if you pay attention to even Martin, even when people were calling a Radio Biafra, they were saying, we are not recruiting anymore. We have a lot of people in reserve. We are not recruiting. We don't need any new person. The argument is there on radio. So when this guy came in, he didn't just come in as ESA. He said he came in as a commander. You didn't even go through the hierarchy. How can you just walk from nowhere and become a commander? So that, I believe that's one of the things that trigger Martin Woru to say, this guy is interesting. We're going to lure him in. We're going to allow him to put the foot on the door. We're going to watch him like a hawk and decode him. And that was exactly what Martin did. Kudos to Martin Woru.
It is actually a very, very intelligent job he did there. It is an intelligent job. But I believe this is shenanigans started last year. The shenanigan of this criminal.
Yeah.
It started last year when Simon Ekpa started all his, started going into camps through Nelly and Oyibo.
Yep.
That's when this guy surfaced, probably.
Because at that time, you can find out that all the effort they were making to pull down DOS was proving abortive. So they have to bring in new strategy. That's what we must understand. They are not sleeping. Our enemies are not sleeping. Let me say this at this juncture here. You see what the Ekperima is doing now. If you pay even the 5-day sit at home, all this nonsense he's doing, all these things that printing, no election, all these shenanigans, Biafra is coming in 10 days or 2 days. Let me tell you what it says to somebody like me. I must make this announcement now. I was opportune yesterday to interview a revered ex-Biafran soldier who also served in American reservist as a reservist. He's retired now. His name is, I don't want to call his name right now. But anyway, he's one of us. We had an interview with him, Mazi Jonathan and I. We're going to air that interview in due course. Now, there is something he brought, and what I'm about to say is online. Go and type in Obasanjo's letters to Gowon before the end of the Civil War. It's online. I want to bring this psychology because this revered ex-Biafran soldier and ex-American reservist brought something yesterday powerful to me. Do you know that toward the end of the Civil War, the Nigerian army were in tatters? They wanted to give up. 4 letters explaining to him that if you don't do anything, Biafra was going to win this war. I'm talking about a few months before the end of the war. Initially, Gowon did not believe him. And then he had to travel to Lagos to meet Gowon. Obasanjo went there and convinced Gowon. They gave him a whole lot of money to come in and pay saboteurs. And when he came back, that was how they defeated us. If that war had continued few more months without that action of Obasanjo and the sabotaging of our people, Biafra would have excelled. Why is it important? After discussing the interview with the gentleman yesterday, it dawned on me, it dawned on us that where we are now is a critical time. Time is always the essence. Time is the mystery of anything. I know some of us may feel wounded, some of us may feel disheartened, some of us may feel fatigued. I am telling us that we are at the end of the finish line. We must forge ahead because our enemies are weak. They are their weakest point right now. Take it from me. Why am I making this argument? There's always what you call rule of engagement of anything. Ekperima is playing like somebody when you have 2 boxers in a ring. When you see a boxer hitting below the belt, that means he's tired. What he's doing now is playing below the belt. The Nigerian government is tired. They are running out of time, both internationally, even in the zoo. So that is why they are hitting below the belt. That is why they're going against the rule of engagement. That is why Ekperima is pulling all this bullshit and shenanigans. That was why I asked the question, why do you think it's necessary for him to try to reinsert himself to claim that he has a closeness with Martin Nandekano or Amadike one? So what I'm saying is that we must come out as the roaring lion we are, because the avatar, the coat of arms for the IPOB Media Warrior is what? The lion. The lion, they fight as a pack. We must come back. We are the finish line. We must forge ahead as the lion and fight in a pack. We are the end of the line. We must cross this finish line. I call it the bridge too far that we must cross. I have to make this announcement because I don't know whether toward the end I'll be able to make it. It's kind of my closing argument before we continue. We must. We are the end. Our enemies are weak where they are. Pay attention, Malami is not saying anything. Lai is not saying anything because they're tired. So they're trying to use this process to deliver. We must not allow them. We are the end of this game. We must win it. That's all I want to bring in. Let's roll the tape. And any other question you can ask me.
All right. And then our time is going to cut off in 10 minutes. So if it cuts off...
That was why I brought this argument.
Yes. If it cuts off in 10 minutes, I think we are going to restart it again. So if you cut us off, do not go anywhere. you stay put, you will get a new link of joining the program again. So I just felt like it's very important to put up this disclaimer before we proceed, and then let us roll this video, because in my own understanding, in what you have said here, if you look at this guy, you will understand that this guy is somebody whom is actually given a role before calling a camera. Yes. Just like you said, he was given a role before calling the cameras, told what to say to the cameras. And that is the reason why they made sure that all this gutter media was there, all of them, to make sure they are there. One ESN member, according to them, that this is ESN member. But when you capture one Boko Haram who open one Fulani headers, who open children's head and take their brain out. If you see those videos, they line these children and the mother and the fathers up. It is not something you can see here. If you see them, you will not see this amount of media houses going there.
You don't even see a single one. You don't see a single one.
You don't even see any of them reporting these things. But they believe they have captured the Eastern Security Network, according to them. This terrorist that need the whole world to be seen. This terrorist is only handcuffed with a chain, one side on the other with the boy. Yes. I said, I was talking about this thing. One empty brain asked me, did you not see the chain on his leg? Dude, let me ask you, in the United States, when you capture a dangerous criminal, how do you handcuff them?
Mazi George, you're going too far with the United States. All the people will see them showcasing on Facebook. Don't they put their hand and tie them at their backs and tie their legs? And they were not ESN. And now you're talking about a commander of ESN. And you're only chaining him with a tiny little thing on his leg. His hands are not tied back in a Uso style. They didn't do him in Uso style. Right? That's what you want to tell me. All the time that Governor Autumn, I give him all the kudos. I've been screaming and inviting Nigerian media to come and see the slaughter going on in his state. Has any gutter media gone there to look at what Governor Autumn has been saying? Even the recent attack, he told them, go to the hospitals, you will see people, they gouge their eyes, you will see people, they cut off their hands. Did the media go there?
No.
No. This is pure arrangement. Even Steve Wonder, the blind, can see this.
Exactly. You know, when I watched this video called this movie, I laugh. I came and did a short video, because it doesn't make sense. A criminal, and he has been a criminal according to his confession for 2 years. It takes you only one chain in one leg to confess.
If you put that chain on a chicken, the chicken will break loose. That's what you're putting on the criminal that you're claiming has created such an havoc. And even when they ask him a question, China Sangoru and this person told us to be killing Ebubago. But Ebubago has been killing our people. And by the way, how many Ebubago have you killed? You that is sent on a mission. He said he never killed anybody. And you are the commander. Oh, you don't go to action because you stay at home. Is that how you command? When you are a commander, you go to the battlefield to command your people. You don't stay home to command people. That's the rule of engagement of military.
An irony. Oh. Okay, I don't know.
Tell it to the birds. Tell it to the birds. Tell it to the birds. That's the kind of music you sing to the birds.
Yeah. You know, I don't know. My time will not permit me to play this thing. I think we only have 6 minutes left. I don't know. Okay, but let me play it. Should I?
Let's let it roll. Let me just be quiet. Let's be quiet. Let's just roll it and see.
All right.
And
where you know?
For that roundabout, I'm outside.
In that attack, how many people you gonna kill?
I know who go on that day. I know who go down for that operation what we do. But my fellow people, they go. So I follow them for back. as they do the operation, we did threat. As we one cross, so the army people come begin to shoot us. We just leave our machine and run.
So for how long have you been in this business?
2 years and
2 years.
yes, sir.
Since 2 years and
We hear say you be commander.
Yes, sir.
So which of the areas you dey command?
Who's the other?
did you hear that
Ijaba
laugh
division.
Yes, sir.
from the media house? Confirm. Let's go.
Like, it's only one boy waiting for code. Because I know they follow them go work, now maybe they commander. Only one
Is it that the one reminding him we had say you be commander, and yet he doesn't go for the operation?
We pursue him. As we pursue him, so we shoot and the boy that we collect the gun.
Okay, that INEC office where they born. You follow them that day.
No, sir, I know they for village for that time.
You know they follow them go operation, and he become commander.
You know
they
the
follow go
village.
operation,
You know
then he be
the
commander.
You know the village that time. Commander know the village, but people went to burn something.
And he said he's been on the run. They have been looking for him for 6 months, and yet he's a commander.
Hi.
Yes. I tell for boys, I know how I take it so I tell for boys because they live with the temples before. So temple can't settle them, they can't enter our way. So it be the name where they call them now from our way where they take go that operation.
Well, you know them now.
I don't know them, sir.
Maybe you mentioned their name now,
Temple, Temple boys. I know Temple. I know Temple well.
Now that police don't catch you, how you dey feel about the whole thing?
So I dey feel bad.
You dey feel
You
bad.
can't remember anybody's name.
Let's just
You can't
analyze.
remember.
He is feeling bad for being ESM member.
Yeah.
Have you ever seen any ESM member, ESM that is ready to die, fighting to defend their land?
The point is, why would even the journalist ask him, how do you feel now?
Exactly.
It was an unnecessary question.
Exactly.
Why do you feel now? Even this a crazy question from that journalist.
These are gutter
How
media.
do you feel? Who
know,
cares?
And they feel bad. You they feel bad if you were ESN, feeling bad for defending your land. Is it from your side?
You dey regret your actions?
Yes, sir.
You
The
know?
one at the camp. Tell us, where do you guys camp?
Our camp is there for back of that police station for Afaka, but how long now? Since 6 or 7 months, we don't have any camp now.
Why? Why don't they come?
Because of Iran, police they find me.
Okay.
And you didn't regret your actions? What actions? The guy just told you he never carried any operations. He just told you. We never killed anybody. Everyone he shifted it to another person. And now what action is he regretting? How can you regret something you never did?
Exactly.
That's the argument. The guy just told you, I never killed anybody. So what action is he regretting?
I don't know why Nigeria is very ignorant. Nigeria is.
It's not ignorant. No. It's not just ignorant. The point is that because of the way they structure the society, they subjugated people to abject poverty, impoverished people, and then they stifling people from information. They think that everybody is not informed. Everybody is stupid and dumb. That's why they're doing what they're doing. That's really why they're doing what they're doing. They think people are stupid and dumb.
They will be
Because this is a cheap
on
shot.
top of
It's a
the
cheap
game.
shot.
And they are seeing it as if they are on top of the game.
They're not, because that's the level of their mind. Because, they're all in that cage.
Have you ever seen a Nigerian in the USA coming to tell you that they drive better than the locals in the USA?
No.
Or they haven't made that argument around you that they are better drivers?
I don't interact with them that much anyway.
Oh. That is for you to see, you see a Johnny just come tell you Nigeria people will be better driver. We be better driver, even though we don't get road with the Ayana power. Because he see people, they always see people as people with low mentality, and that is the reason why they are
because
vulnerable.
that is where they put people. That they have to put people in that state to be able to be manipulating them. But thank God for us, smartphone. That is why people are even getting some information at all.
We are going to cut off now in 20 seconds.
Okay.
Should we join again, or should we leave it here and continue?
Let's adjourn it. And then let's adjourn, and then you and I can speak about when we can come back. We got to run this as a segment, because I think we brought in a whole lot of people to digest it. It was important for me to talk about this video and talk about the one from that house, that idiot. And then the next one, we're going to continue to talk about this foolishness, this bastard, why he's doing it. He's running out of time. That's why he's doing it. I want people to stop paying attention to him. He has put himself in a cage. First of all, he told you that Biafra is coming in certain days. So he knows Biafra is not coming. That's why he's throwing everything in his kitchen. Throwing it at IPOB.
And then the people around the person also.
Yes, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, great and wonderful people of Biafra, lovers of freedom all over the world. I welcome you to this evening special edition. While you are joining us, share the video, invite others to join. We are not going to take much of your time. We are going to actually go straight to the point. We are here once again this evening, afternoon, and morning, depending on where you are domiciled, to continue to expose and preach the gospel of liberty, the gospel of emancipation, the gospel of freedom, the gospel of love. We will continue as we are mandated to do this job. We will continue. This evening we are going to actually be focusing on a topic where this where this agent provocateur and his cohort, what they actually claim that they are doing in order to achieve their goals. Because I know that they have only one goal, and that goal is to discourage Biafrans all over the world that when Biafra comes, we will not have peace. They want to discourage Biafrans all over the world. Don't forget, there is a Western agenda behind what they are doing and what they are propagating. If you are watching on Facebook, share this video. Judge Money blog, I don't know if it is appearing there, because yesterday we did a program. We didn't see that program on my page, Judge Money blog, even though it was the page that I used to host the program. I did not see the program appearing. That is something that surprised me. That is the work of Facebook. We are aware of